Hi, everybody. This is Linda Russell coming to you from Breakthrough Counseling. By the way, if you do enjoy this channel and the things that I bring to you, please click on subscribe so that when I put these new things on there, you'll get them. Just wanted to come to you today about mindfulness. What is it? What do we need it for? How do we achieve it if it's something that we really need? And simply stated, mindfulness is just focusing on the present, what's in front of us. If we're present, we're in the here and the now, and it allows us to be fully aware and recognize what our purpose is. In other words, why are we here? Why are we doing this? How many times do we go through a day and not really think about all the moves that we make? There's a lot of in-between things. Even if we have a to-do list, a lot of things that we do in between, that did we really need to do that? Was that purposeful? Was that something I was supposed to do? And if we're in the present moment, we'll stay very focused on what we're doing so that the next thing makes sense to us rather than just running around. So it's very, very important to be mindful. Mindfulness very much helps to reduce anxiety. Because guess what? Anxiety is out there in the future. It is something that we worry about that hasn't happened yet. If it's already happened, we don't have to worry about it, right? So what we do is we bring that stuff in from the future, or what ifs, to begin to worry. If we're mindful, then we're in the present. If we're in the present, we're focused on what's going on in front of us. We don't have time to worry about what's out here. So just recognizing that mindfulness is a huge help to you in your everyday life, and there's 5 keys to mindfulness. You must stay aware. That's the whole thing. Have you ever noticed, if you've gone through a day and you get 2 or 3 hours down the road, can you recount what you did those last 2 or 3 hours? Can you really focus and say, yeah, I did this, 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 and this? Sometimes we can. And when we can, it's because we were focused, we were in the present, and we were doing exactly what it is that we know we need to do because we're doing it on purpose. So if you can recount that most of the time, then you know what? You're probably pretty good at mindfulness. But for many of us, we have so many things that we feel like we have to accomplish that sometimes we forget to stay in the present moment so that we can enjoy it. It's like, oh, I wish I had enjoyed that a little bit more than I did. I went right through that, whizzed right through that, and I don't even really remember how much fun it was. When I look back on it, it seems like it was a lot more fun than I really remember it being. And so mindfulness will help us enjoy life a whole lot more as well. 5 ways to be able to achieve some mindfulness in your life. Number 1, breathe. And there's this very deep breathing that I teach in the office that helps you to actually create a state change in your body so that the blood flow comes back to this front part of your brain. So when you relax, it begins to go, oh, and you can think clearly. And you can rationalize, you can be logical about the decisions that you make. If we don't breathe and change our body state from an anxious state, then we are constantly in that anxious state, trying to figure out something that we're not even doing. What we're trying to do is figure out tomorrow, basically, and that keeps us in a heightened state of vigilance, which does not help us in what we're doing right now. We don't probably remember half of it sometimes. So breathe deeply, hold it, and then release it slowly. So breathe in through your nose, all the way down as low as you can breathe, and then hold it, and then release slowly, and that will allow your body to get a state of relaxation that it won't otherwise get. Do that 3 or 4 times a day. Your body needs that. Anxiety, being anxious and staying in that constant state will create inflammation in your body, and we all know that creates a lot of other unhealthy things too. Number 2, be aware of your thoughts. Notice what urges or how your body is responding to what is going on. Maybe it's just your thoughts. Maybe you're angry. Be aware of what's going on with you. If you'll just stop, breathe, and go, okay, where's that anger coming from? Why am I so angry? If you can stop and think about it, you'll be able to stay very aware of what you can do about it. It's all about learning how to manage what's going on with you. Number 3, the next step is just to describe what you notice. For example, my friend is being so unfair when she tells me I ought to do. I'll just find another friend. In other words, they constantly are telling someone what to do all the time. Forget it. That's just so unfair. They don't think I have a brain. They don't think I know what to do. She makes me so mad. If you'll think about that for just a minute and take out the judgment, just take out the judgment and look at what's happening. Okay, so I have a friend who's telling me what to do. Is that bad? Is that good? It's neither. It's what you decide to make of it. Then you can decide what to do about it. But if you're taking it on as though your friend's telling you what to do because you're too stupid to do it, your friend isn't necessarily saying that at all. That may be how you feel about something. So you need to take the judgment out, because you don't know what that judgment, bringing that judgment into what your friend is saying isn't necessarily at all what your friend is doing. So that's mindfulness, just staying aware of that. Number 4, give your full attention to what's happening and the response, your response to what's happening. If you're fully attending to that, then you can manage the situation so much better and really come out of it with a result that makes you feel good about what happened, because either you managed your own emotions in it and it came out just fine, or you made a different decision about what to do, but at least you stayed in the moment and worked with it until you got through it. That's one of the most important things that you can possibly do, and one of the biggest benefits that mindfulness will bring for you. And number 5, this is a big one, do one thing at a time. If you have 5 projects going, and when I say do one thing at a time, if you do have a lot of projects, work on one project till it gets to a stopping spot where you can put a pin in it, and then if you need to go on to work on something else, do the same thing. But trying to do a little bit of each project or each thing that you have to do simultaneously, what they used to term, I guess they still do term it, multitasking. First of all, it's very inefficient, and it doesn't really work because you actually have stopped something to do another thing. So you actually are still doing one task at a time. But if you're very mindful of where you stop one task so that you can go on to the next thing, you either finish one or you get it to a place where you can stick a pin in it until you can come back to it. But all of that takes being aware of what's happening and being mindful. I really encourage you to practice mindfulness so that it brings you that sense of control and managing your own self. Because when we can feel like we're managing our own lives, our emotions, and what's going on around us, we're much happier, we're much more peaceful in ourselves and in our own skin. If you need help with any of that or just want to know more about it, give us a call at Breakthrough Counseling at 918-286-3278, and we will be so happy to help you. And happy day, good health to you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.